Hey everyone, Johnny and Ike here from Tabletop Troubadour Games, back from the whirlwind that was GenCon.
People who follow our social media will probably be aware we were there with CMON, with Cool or Not, because we were revealing a secretish project that we've been working on, which is Zombicide Comes to Hagglethorn Hollow. That's a working title for now, but essentially that's what it is, so that's the best way to describe it.
I mean, as a lot of you know, the fact that before this was a product that was built by me, for me, to play games such as Zombicide in, it naturally lended itself to creating around Zombicide. All I had to do is hand sculpt as usual, in the same plasticine you guys know I use for these base plates, and the buildings that were already on the Kickstarter just sit perfectly on this. This is the one for the tower in the back here, and it seamlessly fits right onto that because I'm all about place and play. We ran we ran a lot of games. How many games did we run?
It was non-stop. We had a great demoer, Matt, who was just a machine, and
never a hiccup. Zombicide played through this without anybody having to go, well, hold on, that's different from the game, what happens here? It just flew through.
And it actually was really interesting that we had a nice mix of people who had never played Zombicide and also seasoned players.
Veterans,
and it was fantastic. It was such a positive response to this idea.
As someone who is always aimed for filmic experiences within your tabletop, a lot of people everyone really was resonating with the fact that you felt like you're in your own little movie. You're an active participant going through this film set, basically.
Yeah.
And making decisions and affirmative actions towards being swarmed by the Black Plague.
That was the main reason we were there, and of course to meet with gamers and to meet with other industry people.
That was the best thing when we met so many of the full backers.
Our backers. We must have. I think we lost count, and even get to meet backer number one. Who found us, and that was really thrilling to meet the very first person who said, yeah, I'm gonna support you guys. Exactly. and that was great.
I love GenCon, I love the world, I love the vibe, I love the shopping, those stalls. But the biggest impact I got out of GenCon was, I think day one, about 12 full tier backers came up and said, wow, this looks better in person than it did on the Kickstarter. And I wasn't expecting that. We've always been very honest about how we photograph and show this, but to hear that for me as a sculptor and as an artist and a gamer, big thrill.
Hey, we thought we'd just address a few questions that seem to be repeating across our social medias, just to get everyone kind of updated as best we can. All right, so the big question is, when will this become available? At the moment, this of course is still going through a lot of development with CMON. And we still want to test it a lot more with audiences at conventions that we can get to. This is something that we can't put a date on just yet because we want to give it the time to develop and to kind of grow into the product that both companies are super excited and 100% behind. But hey, all we can say is that it has been unbelievably positive, and we can't wait to get it out there.
Yeah. Gnomes. Okay, well, these little fellas were at GenCon. Lots of questions were asked. Everyone was pretty excited. For now, I will say that since I was about 14 in my maths book, I've been designing my dream range of 1-to-1 scale garden gnomes based on the standard 12 Dungeons & Dragons classes. So we're looking at the Wizard, this is Soddington Ottersleuth, and here is Quiborial Snide the Cleric. And I've got a Ranger, a Bard, and a Barbarian in the works, and the full range coming out.
GenCon was like just a soft reveal to show these guys to the world. I mean, like I was saying, Johnny's been working on these for a long time, and we're just like, you know what? Let's just show them. Let's just get people talking about them and see what they think. And it was fantastic. It was received so well. They play into the multiverse of Hagglethorn Hollow, Gloaming, Wandering Woods, these worlds that Johnny's created. We won't go into too much detail on where they actually are in this world, but it was fun to reveal them and show them and get people excited.
If you want to know more, just stay tuned. We're not going anywhere. We've got a massive plan we're working towards.
Yeah, and we can't wait to show you guys more of them. Just stay tuned. All right, so the next thing is production and delivery updates. At the time of this video coming out, I'll actually be back in China working with our factory doing the final quality control on the last of the products coming through. I'd say we'd have an update coming out soon after that, which will give more tighter dates on delivery. All right, so one of the most popular things we get asked, whether it's at GenCon or online, is
what's coming next?
What's coming next? Most of you will know that the next campaign for us is with our partners Printable Scenery, and that is the 3D campaign for Hagglethorn Hollow.
All the STL files, they're ready to go. Everything's looking good. We're working with the best people to possibly work with.
Yeah, we could not be happier.
Yeah.
That is going to happen this year. Following on from that, early next year will be the Tree Creatures, which will be part of the Wandering Woods campaign.
Yeah, so you don't need to have backed Hagglethorn Hollow to get in on that, but it is a illustrious, wonderful addition to fleshing out this world. But it's everything you've seen about getting excited about these trees, these tree creatures, a wandering forest to complement any game you play, whether it's D&D or Warhammer or whatever or just stick it on your shelf. It doesn't matter. But it's looking really positive.
Yeah.
I'm finally, after really nailing this and getting it to you guys, I finally got the window really to hit Wandering Woods and the Tree Creatures campaign to the level that I want to, and it's looking great. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. This guy is he's holding me back. He knows our release date, and so ask him.
yeah. If anything pushes our release date, while we are aiming for early next year, we will push it if we have to, because the one thing we're absolutely trying to do with this next campaign is a very short delivery window. We want to make sure we deliver next year as well. So we're just taking our time to do what we have to do to ensure that we can accomplish that. And then on from there, and also one of the reasons we actually want the short delivery is we do plan to expand directly onto Hagglethorn Hollow.
Yeah, the Masons are very busy on expanding the township,
Yeah.
For me, this has been inspired by a lot of things, but one of the influences is being a kid at my mate's house, watching him play things like Settlers and Age of Empires, and I loved watching those little guys build new buildings and watch the township grow, and then watch those buildings expand into the next level of what that building's going to be and all that kind of stuff. And as you can see from the modular components of Hagglethorn and how you can build it into a different city through dungeon and thatch and tile, and I'm not done with Hagglethorn. It's still growing. I want to make sure that the product you've invested in is an investment, and it's going to keep growing for you as it is for me. And everything's planned out. I'm very excited. It's up to this guy how much I'm allowed to share with you, but you've got the plan, but I got the drawings, and it's getting there. We're just making sure that it gets there at a level of quality that I'm happy with, and at a rate of production that we can maintain for you, the customer. And
there's so much on the horizon. We're so excited. Let's wrap this up. Thanks again for everyone who stopped by GenCon. It was an absolute thrill to meet all the backers.
Thanks to Cool Mini or Not for hosting us and giving us the best GenCon experience we've had so far.
Hey, thanks again, guys. Hey, we'll try and keep a few more of these updates coming as things progress. Till then, thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.